Welcome to the next video on BEP. In this video we are going to see approaches for sustainable development, and we will be learning about or discussing about the concept of 5 R's, importance of 5 R's. But before that, I will request all of you who are watching this video that whatever you learn in this video or through this video, you have to spread this message to at least one person. But you have to follow the thing that practice what you preach. So you have to follow or try to practice whatever approaches has been mentioned in this video, and then you can continue for spreading the message. So let us start. If you observe carefully, you can easily see that different types of wastes are piling up across the cities, towns, and villages all across the world. So, in order to save our planet Earth from the hazardous effect of these waste, it is the need of the hour to join hands and come together to take some concrete action to address this issue. If you see, every year lakhs of tons of waste generated in various forms such as waste, plastics, food waste, wrappings, bottles, boxes, cans, furniture, clothing, and many more are generated. So what exactly happens to these wastes? If you observe, near about 85% of our garbage is sent to landfills, where it can take up to 500 years to decompose. Let us take some examples. The time required for decomposition of some sample items. You can see here, number one is plastic bottles, and the time required to decompose is near about 450 years. Similarly, for thermocol cups, 50 years is required. For newspaper, 1.5 months. Tissue paper takes 2 to 4 weeks to decompose, and aluminium takes 200 to 500 years for decomposition. So you can see the time required for decomposition of these items if converted it into the waste. So let us see, why should one follow 5 R's? The first thing is for generating zero waste. It is all about limiting consumption in order to stop exploiting the earth's resources. And second one is the consuming goods that can be fully recycled either back into the ecosystem itself or back into the economy. So these two are the major target, so that we are going to follow these 5 R's. Now we have talked about 5 R's, 5 R's. What exactly these 5 R's are? You can see here: refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, repair. This concept B. Johnson is the person behind these 5 R's. One of the successful activists who have been practicing the zero to waste, and the promoter of these 5 R's for sustainable environment. So these 5 R's, that is refuse, reduce, reuse, repair and recycle, need to be addressed and managed for sustainability. The first 3 R's, that is refuse, reduce and reuse, these 3 R's are targeted for zero waste. And if these 3 R's are not manageable, which is refuse, reduce and reuse, then you may go for adapting, repair and recycle, and this is for the second goal. If you see, the second goal is what? Consuming goods that can be fully recycled either back into the ecosystem itself or back into the economy. So first 3 R's, that is refuse, reduce and reuse, are targeted for zero waste, and the later 2 R's, that is repair and recycle, has been targeted for this goal. So let us start discussing the first R, that is refuse. For environment sustainability, the very first action to be taken regarding the use of anything, whatever we want to use, is refuse or reject or delay in procuring that thing which are not needed. So what are the questions that you must ask yourself before buying anything? Number 1, why am I purchasing this item? Number 2, do I want it or do I really need it now? You must have known there is a difference between want and need. Many things you may want, but it may not be needed in your life, and ultimately that thing may lead to in a bin or trash bin. So you must be asking yourself, do I want it or do I really need it now? Next thing, can I delay it from buying as I already have an alternative for that item? So before procuring or buying anything, you must ask these 3 questions to yourself. Okay. What are the strategy for refuse? Some of the things that you can follow in your day-to-day life is what? Stop using paper towels in the bathroom. Refuse to use straws at restaurants. Don't accept plastic bags. Refuse chemical solvents and use alternatives that are water-based. Refuse to accept materials from your store with unnecessary packaging that you will later have to pay for to dispose. Next, refuse the freebies that companies give away if you do not need it. Refuse to buy a second vehicle, a scooter or car, if you can manage with one, or if the public transportation is good, you can even avoid buying the first vehicle. So ultimately what is suggested here is refuse to buy or accept products that can harm you, your organization or the environment itself. So ultimately the crux of the matter is you have to think about everything and refuse is not necessary, or defer their procurement for some time, which so you have to follow this strategy for the first R, that is refuse. Now coming on to the second, that is reduce. What exactly reduce is? This is to limit the amount of waste you create in the first place. So what are the questions that you will be asking to yourself? The question is, what is the minimum amount necessary for anything? For example, consider one question. Can I drink tea with half a teaspoonful instead of 1 teaspoonful of sugar, or drink tea without sugar at all? So you have to consider the minimum amount necessary for anything. That is the philosophy for reduce. Now what are the strategy? Consume less of everything, avoid fast fashion and food waste, reduce the amount of electrical energy you use, make simple multi-purpose cleaners, food staples and skincare products to avoid buying something for every little thing. Try to buy your food with no plastic packaging wherever possible. Next R is reuse, also known as repurpose or rethink. It means to use something again, either for its original purpose or to fulfill a different function. That is creative reuse that could have been normally thrown away. It helps to save time, money, energy and resources. In broader economic terms, what could it mean? It could make quality products available to people and organizations with limited means, while creating jobs and business activities that contribute to the progress of the economy locally and or globally as well. So what are the strategy? Avoid using one-time use and throw articles. Choose items that have a longer shelf life, that can be repaired and can be used again and again till its shelf life is over, such as reusable electric kettles, coffee cups, cutlery, water bottles, shopping bags and such others. For example, you can use your toothbrush as a hair dye brush. You can use torn clothes as foot mats, to clean shoes, as mops to clean the floor and so on. Or old bedsheet can be turned into small cotton shopping bags and hankies. Another way of reuse is to gift to some people or to some organization who would gladly continue to use it. For example, you purchase a new laptop of latest configuration and you are having old PC. You can gift it to some NGOs or schools so that they can gladly continue to use the PC for their competition or work. So what are the merits of reuse? Let us see. Reducing the same products being manufactured, thus saving energy and raw materials. Less disposable things and also the cost to dispose them out. Why? Because we are manufacturing less, so we are left with less disposable things. Some old things may fetch more appreciable value because of better refurbishing. Refurbished things are much cheaper, leading to cost savings, and hence it could become a good business proposition, creating jobs as well. So we are creating job opportunity as well. Now what are the demerits? Sorting, cleaning and preparing of items will definitely take time. Some special skills are required to establish the functional throughput of the things when put to new uses. So we have to be creative enough, innovative enough to use the concept of reuse. Next R is repair. If the above mentioned 3 R's, that is refuse, reduce and reuse, are not possible with the things that are required, then repair is the next option that should be taken up for a sustainable environment protection to continue. Earlier, what happened? Most of the mechanical and electrical and electronic items were repaired and reused, thus reducing waste and saving the environment. But now what is the scenario? More of one-time use items are being produced and available in the market, so such repair shops are becoming less and less. That's why this practice has been reducing. Now, what exactly we have to do? This practice or habit, if propagated, is not only good for the environment but also empowers people and often saves money as well. So, repair, if practiced, will promote the environment protection as well as save the money. What are the strategies for repairing? Especially for engineering students, what we can do, they can be encouraged to harness the repair skill to some extent for the cause of sustainability. And what are the responsibility of educational institutions like engineering colleges? Different types of workshop can be organized so that electronic gadget repair, electrical gadget repair, water pump repair and so on, so that a student can learn these techniques and use in day-to-day life. This will spread the repair culture in the community and society. Next R is recycle. Recycle, recover comes under it, means the breaking down of those things from which raw materials emerge out for the manufacture of new products. It means that such products go through a mechanical or chemical process to change their form. Recover is to convert waste into resources such as electricity, heat, compost, fuel through thermal, biological or some other means. So what are the examples that can be recycled? Paper can be recycled up to 7 times, but after that the fibers lose their strength. Plastic can only be recycled a few times before it is frequently broken down and must be sent to landfill. Metal and glass can be broken down and recycled indefinitely. So this can be recycled indefinitely. Food waste into composted soil or as a food for a local farm can be recycled. All types of fabric, dirty or otherwise, can be recycled. All electronic items recover, metals and other materials for reuse. Now in summarization, what we can summarize by using these 5 R's, that is the refuse, reduce, reuse, repair, recycle, and strictly in this manner. That's the first thing that we have to try is refuse, then reduce, then reuse, then repair and then recycle. This is needed to addressed and managed for sustainability. If every citizen focuses on taking limited things of everyday life when things are purchased or procured, keeping in mind this hierarchy of the 5 R's, they will realize how much things that they really did not need. Maybe they wanted it, but actually they did not need those items. So we can add to the sustainability of the environment. This way, the waste produced can be drastically reduced. The most important thing, making even a single change in your life with regard to the 5 R's will make a big difference to the whole world. So what you have to do, you have to follow this thing. Walk your talk. Whatever has been discussed in this video, you must learn and practice in your day-to-day life and spread at least to one person so that we can contribute to the humanity at least in one sense where we can refuse, reduce, reuse, repair and recycle the things so that the overall sustainability, the things that we are using are available for future generations as well. So you can be the start point, or rather than we can say that we can be the start point for this change to happen. References are these things. Thank you for watching this video.